Hello and welcome to this last edition of Inside the Inferno for 2025. We got a jam-packed episode of Sun Devil Athletics coverage heading your way. I'm Johan Lopez. With me at the desk today is Courtney Dewalby. And Courtney, is there such thing as too much going on in ASU athletics?
You can never have too much Sun Devil action, Johan. It's been a busy stretch across campus as the semester is winding down, so let's get started.
To lead us off from the Sun Devil 6 that is, our Tanner Buck recaps the best 6 plays from the past week from Sun Devil Athletics.
Thanks, Johan. This week we have some impressive displays of athleticism from ASU sports. At number 6 is the women's basketball combative defense, forcing a steal, leading to the fast break and one by guard Jaya Lovett during the fourth quarter in its win over Eastern Washington. At 5 is the freshman from Senegal center Massamba Diop, sending a defender looking for his ankles on the step-back 3 in the first point of Sparky's win over Utah Tech's men's basketball game. At 4, the high-flying opposite hitter Noemi Glover, nimbly placing a kill for the third set match point in volleyball's win over number 21 ranked BYU. Sniping his way in at number 3 is Sun Devil hockey forward Cruz Lucius. Through a screen, he goes top shelf against Colorado College to bring the maroon and gold within 1 in the second period. Staying on the ice at number 2 is forward Colin Potter. He finds forward Jack Beck in the slot, who scored the lone goal in Game 2 against Colorado College. Beck returns at number 1 with his game-tying assist on forward Bennett Shimmick's equalizer, nearing the end of regulation. Beck followed this up with the first goal during the shootout in Sparky's tie against Colorado College. That is a wrap for this version of the Sun Devil 6, as I toss back to Courtney and Johan back at the desk.
Thanks, Tanner. Over on the court, number 8 ranked ASU volleyball took down Arizona 3-1 last night. Our Tyler Wargo has the recap.
Thanks, Courtney. The Sun Devil volleyball is back on a 3-game winning streak after defeating University of Arizona in 4 sets. There were several contributing factors in the win for the Maroon and Gold. First, outside hitter Bailey Miller notched her 9th double-double of the season. Next, the fans as well were also in attendance, as there were 7,703 fans in attendance, which was the most in volleyball match ASU history at Desert Financial Arena since 2013. Notable players for this rivalry matchup include opposite hitter Noemi Glover, who reached double-digit kills 13 times in a row. Middle blocker Colby neared another double-double of the night with 10 kills in 9 blocks. She also even had a solo block on a match point. The list of star players last night continues as Kyla Presley set a career high in blocks with 6, along with 7 kills. As a team, Arizona State tallied 68 points in 48 kills, along with 3 aces through the 4 sets. ASU has now beaten Arizona 6 times in a row, making head coach J.J. Van Neel undefeated against the Wildcats, in charge of the Maroon and Gold. Arizona State's next match is in Boulder, as they take on ranked 22 ranked Colorado Buffaloes. As for now, Arizona State is ranked 8th with a 21-3 record. Back to you all at the desk.
From the volleyball court to the football field we go. ASU football is coming off a gritty win over Iowa State before the bye week, where we saw quarterback Jeff Sims make history. Adam Cunin is in studio to break down Sims' tape.
2 weeks ago, Jeff Sims willed his team to victory on the road against Iowa State, and did so in large part because of his ability to make plays with his legs. He rushed for an ASU single-game record for a quarterback of 228 yards against the Cyclones, and while Arizona State might not need him to mirror that performance this weekend against West Virginia, it'll still need him to produce on the ground and through the air. So, with that being said, let's go take a look inside of the Simulator to see what makes Sims a dangerous player going forward in this revamped Sun Devil offense. Okay, like I said, it all starts with Sims' ability to stress a defense with his legs. He's averaging 5.7 yards per carry this season, and he also possesses a big play ability, which you'll see on this first run here. This is just pure athleticism, taking Sims all the way 88 yards to the end zone as he turns on the afterburners for the game-changing play in this win. But I want you to take a closer look at the numbers advantage that the Sun Devils create here by going with this spread set. They line up 5 wide and count the amount of Iowa State players in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just simple math. ASU has more guys blocking than Iowa State has players defending Sims, and on this direct run, he shimmies past the last line of defense to take it to the house. Okay, now, onto the dreaded red zone. ASU ranks 101st in overall red zone scoring percentage and has struggled to score touchdowns down here. Sims, with his size and mobility, allows for some direct runs that could help fix some of the Maroon and Gold's red zone woes. Here, it's just a simple quarterback power to the left side, and Sims barrels in for 6. This is a really nice job of getting a hat on a hat and blocking up front to pave the way for Sims to get into the end zone. And when you run the quarterback power effectively, you can use it as a decoy in the passing game. Let's take a look at this play here. Sims fakes the quarterback run and hits Jalen Moss coming across on a crosser across the middle. Let's run that back because something interesting happens here on this pass play. Sims is going to take the snap and pause it right here. It just looks like he's going to tuck this away, pick up a few extra yards until he's not. And these linebackers come up to create an open throw for Sims down the field. Now give credit to offensive coordinator Marcus Arroyo because he and Coach Kenny Dillingham have tweaked their offense to unlock a confident and dangerous Jeff Sims that can beat you in a multitude of ways, but especially with his rushing ability that's really flashed the last game. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now joining us at the desk is Brendan Bucher to talk about some ASU women's hoops. Thank you for being here, and how are we doing today?
We're doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Obviously, so ASU Sun Devils are off to a great start. They had a big win over San Diego. What did you take from that performance?
Well, through 3 games, the Sun Devils are 3-0. Last night, as it's been all year long, it was the Gabby Elliott show. The 5th-year guard at Detroit, Michigan put up 24 points and was an impressive 6 for 8 from three-point range. The team shot almost 64% from 3 last night, a long way from the 10% that they went from beyond the arc in their first game.
The Sun Devils brought in head coach Molly Miller. How would you describe her start to the season?
Well, Molly Miller is already writing her name in the history books as she was able to collect her 300th career win last night. She has been here for 3 games and is already making an impact, and what I look at is the great intensity she's bringing to ASU women's basketball. She started her first press conference by saying, "We create havoc." They forced San Diego into 20 turnovers last night, Coppin State into 33, and Eastern Washington into 19. They have yet to lead a game in turnovers, and the aggressive style of defense has paid off early in the year for the Sun Devils.
The Sun Devils will now head up north to take on Santa Clara. What would this team need to do to keep their perfect season intact?
The Broncos are currently 2-1 with a matchup at home versus Wyoming tonight. Kylie Fox is the most versatile player on the roster for Santa Clara and one of the most difficult ASU will have to guard in the early going of this season. She's a forward who stands nearly 6 foot tall, can run the floor, and shoot well. In fact, she's shooting at a 56% clip this year, including an 18-point game against Stanislaus State and 16 points against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. However, if the Sun Devils play their game, which will include an aggressive style of defense and a fast-paced offense, I see ASU having no problem extending its record to 4-0.
Thanks, Brennan. The Sun Devils' next game is a week from tomorrow as they take on the UNLV Rebels at Desert Financial Arena. Speaking of big matchups, men's basketball has a major test ahead as they host number 19 ranked Gonzaga tonight. Our Kai Genagabis is in studio with us for the latest edition of Kai's Corner.
Thank you, Courtney. Exactly what you said. ASU is taking on one of its hardest opponents of the season in just its 3rd game of the season against the 19th ranked team in the nation. Gonzaga, it will be a tough challenge for the Sun Devils. ASU is coming off a win against Utah Tech, winning 81-66 after the team combined for 16 forced turnovers and an impressive 45% field goal percentage. One player to watch for ASU is senior transfer guard Mo Odom, who averages 11.5 points per game with a team-leading 7 assists per game and 3 steals per game with an outstanding 65% three-point percentage. This incredible newcomer and impressive ASU transfers could be a huge reason for ASU's success tonight, especially going up against this amazing Gonzaga squad who's coming off an impressive win of its own after taking down the number 23 ranked team in the nation, the Creighton Blue Jays, winning by 27 points in a 90-63 outcome. However, Gonzaga has an ace of its own in guard Graham Ike, who leads the team in points per game with 17.3s and rebounds per game with 10.7 boards per game. Ike will be a huge threat for ASU in the paint, and stopping him will be vital for a potential win. With Gonzaga starting the season off 3-0 and being a notable basketball school for a long time, ASU has a chance to prove why they belong in the top 25 conversation if they earn a win against them tonight. Back to you, Johan.
Thanks for that preview, Kai. Staying on the court, one name that's already drawing a lot of attention is freshman center Masamba Diop. Our Isabella Perez joins us in studio. Isabella, how do you see Diop contributing to this team so early this season?
Masamba Diop has not been afraid to step up and show what he could do early in the season. In the past 2 games, the freshman center is averaging 16 points and 5.5 rebounds and has led the Sun Devils in scoring against Utah Tech. He's been efficient too, 13 of 20 from the field and 4 of 6 from the line, and he's using his 7'1" frame to his advantage with 3 big dunks already. But what really stands out is how smooth his game is for a player his size. He's got ball control, he moves well, and even has that step back 3 in his bag. He's showing that he could finish strong at the rim, but also the ability to knock down shots when needed. Besides scoring, he also is a consistent contributor. Diop is averaging 1.5 assists, blocks, and steals per game, showing he can impact every part of the game. For a freshman, that level of impact and confidence is huge. He's adapted quickly to the college game, and you can tell his teammates feed off his energy. Take a look.
How did his time in Spain prepare Diop for the speed and physicality of college basketball here in the States?
Diop originated from Senegal, but began building his basketball experience in Spain, where he spent 2 seasons playing for Gran Canaria youth and reserve teams. He then moved up to Spain's top-tier ACB and Euro Cup rotations, averaging 6.5 points and 3 rebounds with Dreamland Gran Canaria, and last season putting up 16 points and 7 rebounds per game for the second Gran Canaria team. He also attended the Adidas Eurocamp at 18, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds per game, showing his skills on an international stage. Diop has already experienced serious competition, facing former and future NBA players in Spain's top flight, and that experience is clearly helping him adapt quickly to college basketball at Arizona State.
It's clear he's familiar with the chemistry of playing on different teams. Where does Diop rank on the Sun Devils in terms of contribution and impact?
It's clear Masamba knows how to adapt, and you can see his chemistry from playing on different teams. He's consistent, he's reliable, and does what's needed to keep the game flowing. Diop has done everything in game from slam dunks to step-back threes. In terms of impact, he's right up there with Mo Odom, who put up 14 points and 6 rebounds against Utah Tech, and Anthony Johnson, who had 17 points and 3 assists against Southern Utah. Diop doesn't always need to lead in stats to make his presence known. You feel it in the way he can read the floor, shows up on defense, and brings control when the game starts to speed up. He plays with confidence and at his own tempo. That kind of awareness is why coaches trust him late in games and what keeps his teammates confident around him. He's quickly becoming one of the most dependable pieces in the Sun Devil lineup.
Thank you so much, Isabella, for breaking down the insights on Masamba Diop and highlighting what he brings to Arizona State.
Over on the ice, one Sun Devil has been lighting it up recently. Our Lachlan McTagg is here to break down how one small adjustment has unlocked his game.
Thanks, Courtney. A little under a month ago, head coach Greg Powers made a slight adjustment on the power play, moving right-handed shot Cruz Lucius to his forehand side. Since then, the senior forward has tallied 7 goals and 11 points. And there's one specific look that he's showing teams, and that's unlocking different shooting lanes and opening up his teammates. But don't take it from me. Let's run the tape. We'll start with last Friday night's game against Colorado College, and Lucius is going to get this puck at the right wing face-off circle with plenty of space, and he's going to take it. Now, we'll stop it right here. He's got 2 clear options on this play. He can get this puck on net, or he could potentially hit the stick of forward Cullen Potter in front of the net as well. Instead, Lucius goes off the board and zips this puck across the ice to Jack Beck, who's got a wide open net for a tap-in goal. Now we'll take a look at a similar play that Lucius made in the series against Miami of Ohio. We'll stop it right here. And similar look on that right circle for Lucius. Forward Bennett Shimmick is wide open. He's ready for it. Lucius rips it across the seam, and it's a beautiful goal for Shimmick. Now, Lucius doesn't just dish from that right circle as we take a look at this 5-on-5 sequence from a couple Saturdays ago. The puck is below the goal line. Everyone's focused on forward Sean McGurn in front of the net, but Lucius creeps his way down to the slot, pulls the puck in, curl and drag move, changes the angle on the shot for a beautiful goal. Now, that curl and drag move can be deceptive. Just look how far he drags this puck from when he loads that shot to releasing it off his stick. Normally, that shot goes blocker side. Lucius fools the goaltender going high glove. Finally, Lucius isn't just a one-trick pony with that curl and drag shot. As we see here against Augustana, Cullen Potter is going to find him with a seam pass here on the power play. Lucius gets himself in a good spot, puck's on his stick for just a second, and in the blink of an eye, as we take a look here, it's in the back of the net. After putting up just 10 points in 19 games last year coming off an injury, Lucius has found his game, and he sits 4th in the nation in goals this season. The Sun Devils rely on him not only to generate on the power play, but to drive the bus on that top line along with McGurn and longtime teammate Bennett Shimmick.
Well, Lucius and this ASU hockey team are still searching for their first win over a ranked opponent this season, but they will have a chance this weekend as they head to the Bison State, take on number 6 ranked North Dakota. Our Emma Wakefield has the series preview.
Thanks, Johan. The Sun Devils will head up north to face the number 6 ranked North Dakota Fighting Hawks. The Hawks have a 7-3 record with their only NCHC loss against Minnesota Duluth in overtime. This duel will relive past memories with former ASU goaltender Gibson Homer in net for North Dakota. Although North Dakota is tied for 5th in the nation when it comes to scoring offense, it's ranked 35th on the penalty kill at 79%. The Sun Devils, on the other hand, are 30th in the nation with a penalty kill of 81%. They're 3-6-1 after their 2-game series against Colorado College last weekend. And so far, special teams have been the game changer for the Maroon and Gold this season. In fact, it's what cost ASU the momentum on Saturday against the Tigers. After a scoreless first period, both teams looked for the lead in the second until Colorado scored a power play goal and later won the second game of the series. This weekend against North Dakota will be all about grit and power in every zone. Although the Sun Devils have their skilled veteran forwards in Cruz Lucius and Bennett Shimmick, they'll need more than just grit to secure a win in the wild environment that Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks presents.
That's the difference in tight games, just having a will. It's we have skill, but we need to play with more will. Will always outduel skill, every day of the week. And the team we're going up to play this weekend works really hard. They're heavy. They come at you hard. They play downhill, and we're going to have to compete a lot harder than we have been if we're going to have any success this weekend. So it's all about competing this week. It's all about playing hard and evaluating who wants to play the hardest.
Number 7 ranked ASU women's hockey is heating up as well, shutting down the Wildcats and proving why they are number 1 in the division. Our Molly Graham has more on how it all went down.
Women's ACHA D1 club hockey was on fire last Friday at the Mountain America Community Iceplex in Tempe. The Sun Devils beat in-state rival, the University of Arizona, 3-0, placing in first place of the independent division. Friday night's shutout was proof that applying consistent offensive pressure is the way to go against a team like the Wildcats. ASU combined for 40 shots on goal, almost doubling U of A. Arizona State forward Kylie Brown leads the team with 4 goals this season, specializing on the power play. Her 4th goal came just 57 seconds into the second period, giving the Sun Devils a 2-0 lead. Another player to watch out for is goalie Maya Glaister. Friday marked not only the freshman's first career win with the Sun Devils, but her first career shutout too. Arizona State holds a 5-2-1-1 record and is in the midst of a 4-game road trip against McKendree University and Maryville University. Back to you, Johan, at the desk.
And just like that, that would do it for this last edition of Inside the Inferno for the semester and for the year. But don't you worry, the show will return in 2026. Courtney, that was so much fun.
It was a pleasure to close out 2025 with you, Johan. Tune in next semester for future coverage on Sun Devil athletics. And if you want to keep up with everything Arizona State athletics, don't forget to follow us on X and Instagram at Inferno Intel. And check out our website at infernointelmedia.com.
And for one last time, I'm Johan Lopez.
And I'm Courtney DeWallaby.
Thanks for tuning in to Inside the Inferno. And from our family to yours,
Happy Holidays!